Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we will be talking about Ronald Koeman's new job with FC Barcelona, and then later we will be talking about Eric Abidal's big decision with the club that might potentially change FC Barcelona for good. And so before we do get started in this video, I do want to say two things. One, we are in a phase where things are changing extremely quick. Right now this club are making decisions where we do have to get everything straight before we do head into the new season, which is going to be within these next 3 weeks. The second thing is that right now I know that we haven't really been discussing any transfer news. The only reason why we haven't talked about Lautaro Martinez, Neymar, Eric Garcia, Serginho Dest, or whoever we have been talking about in the past 10 months is because right now Barcelona is in that phase where they do want to do some restructuring. We are seeing some staff get fired, some new staff being introduced to this club, and so that is why I'm making this video. We are going to be talking about who Barcelona is hiring, and that first man that Barcelona are going to bring in is Ronald Koeman. And it says here, Koeman has just landed in Barcelona at the private flight today, and in a few hours he will be announced as the new Barcelona coach. And right now everything's moving smoothly. There's no contractual issues. The Netherlands have not complained anything about why are we losing a coach like Koeman and why is he going to FC Barcelona. There is no tension going on. Everything is going well. Koeman will be the coach of FC Barcelona within these next couple of hours. And again, everything is being done quickly because we do have that season that's going to start in 3 weeks. And so Koeman only has so much time, and it's going to be such a huge task for this manager because honestly, what is he going to do within these next 3 weeks? What is he going to get done? And so as of now, Koeman and the club are discussing what his contract is going to look like, how long is he going to be here, what his role is going to be, and we do have some details about that. And it says here, according to Roger Torreo, Koeman's contract will be for 2 seasons, with the second season conditioned by the reflection of the new president. And that is what gets very interesting, right? Is because what made Koeman want to choose this job? Because if we really have that context of what Barcelona's next term is going to look like, which is in the 2021-2022 season, we do have Laporta, who does want to take over Barcelona and wants to bring in Pep Guardiola. We do have Victor Font, who wants to take over Barcelona and bring in a coach named Xavi Hernandez. None of the big candidates are favoring to have that coach named Ronald Koeman, which is why I say, why would Koeman take this job? I think that with that, given that context, there is a 90% chance that Koeman might not even see the 2021-2022 season, because it really makes me question, like, did Koeman ever take a step back and think about, you know, if I come to Barcelona in the next season, I might actually stay there for 1 season? And what makes this even more confusing is that Koeman is not coming from retirement. Koeman is coming from leaving a job which was coaching the Netherlands. Why would he leave the Netherlands before the Eldos does start? Because he was the man to take responsibility to transition this Netherlands team and really make this national team a contender for that Eldo 2021. And it would not make any sense to leave that huge role just to coach Barcelona for 1 season. But here's my bet, right? I think that Koeman left Barcelona because of his ego and confidence. And let me explain what I mean by that. So I think that Koeman came into Barcelona saying, you know what? I really do think that I can pull off a great season in my first season. Because look, I think that it is extremely possible for a coach to come in the first season and win in trouble. We have seen that through Guardiola. We have seen that through Luis Enrique. And I think that Koeman does see that exact same thing, which is why I say his ego and confidence is coming into play. And I'm not saying that that is a bad thing. That is a great thing to have. We do need a coach that has that type of ego and confidence in this club. This club needs that tension and that energy and that intensity when we are on the field. Because let me tell you, if Koeman just wins the league, right? If he just wins 1 title in the next season, that will be more than enough for the next Barcelona to say, you know what? I think Koeman is up to something here. I think that Koeman, with winning the league, he has brought this team from rock bottom, right? Something that we have heard from Piqué. Because honestly, whatever we do win in the next season is going to be an upgrade, because we have won 0 titles in this season. And I really do think that Koeman does see that. But in order to make that happen, in order to have a very successful season, Koeman is going to need creative control. And it says here, according to Gabriel Sanz, a meeting with Koeman to define highs, lows, and preseason, the coach and the club will study the exits like Ivan Rakitic, Samuel Umtiti, Arturo Vidal, Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, and Busquets, and the possible signings like Van de Beek. And so finally, right? Finally, we are hearing a coach come in here for the first time and actually play a part on who could come in and who could come out. The reason why I think that this is so important is because, like I have explained in my past 5 to 6 videos, Xavi had an interview about 9 months ago and he stated that if he were to come to Barcelona, he would want full creative control. He wants full control of who comes in and who comes out. And with Xavi saying that to the public, that is only telling us one thing, and that is that Barcelona do not give these coaches full creative control. With the likes of Valverde and Quique Setien Setien. They do not let him do what they want to do in the transfer window. And so that is why I say that this is so important to know, is that Koeman is going to come in here and demand what he wants to do with these players and what players he does want in this club. And of course, he is going to have more authority when he does come into this club because, look, he is not a stranger towards Barcelona. He has managed as an assistant about 20 years ago. He is a club legend when he did play on the field, and so Koeman is no stranger. Koeman can do what he needs to do. And so this manager is going to come into Barcelona and aim to capitalize off of Barcelona's rock bottom. And right now, we are starting to hear what Koeman's coaching team could look like. As of now, it is official that Alfred Schreuder will be the assistant coach of FC Barcelona. We also have a pending appointing from another coach named Henrik Larsson. He's a serious candidate to assist Ronald Koeman on the bench at FC Barcelona. And I think that with Alfred Schreuder, Henrik Larsson, and Ronald Koeman taking charge of Barcelona next season, that is one great team. I believe that they can do great things with the group of players they might have in the next season. Now, I want to move on to the breaking news of today. And so because Barcelona are hiring and they're firing and they're trying to restructure this club, one of the staffs that did get affected was Eric Abidal. Eric Abidal has informed that he will be terminating his contract with Barcelona. And it's absolutely crazy to hear this because we have just seen Abidal inform Setien that Setien will not continue his job to coach Barcelona. And now 12 hours later, we are hearing that Abidal will leave this club. And it says here, according to Santiago Valle, Abidal will leave Barcelona. He considers it the best for the club and they agreed to terminate his contract. Abidal is calm and happy with the work he has done. Ramon Plains continues at the club. And keep in mind, this is a mutual agreement between Abidal and FC Barcelona. Abidal was that man to go up to the club and say, I don't want to continue with this club. I do want to terminate my contract. And Barcelona did agree. But the big question now is, now hearing this, what does this tell us? What do we do with this information? And so here's the thing, right? This is telling us two things. One, I really do believe that Eric Abidal has had enough working with President Bartomeu. Because to be very honest, Abidal has came into this club being told how to run this sporting project. He was never really the man to make the ultimate decision. He did have a team with different ideas. And I think because of that, because of Abidal being so aware of what has been going on in the past 10 months, Abidal has finally made that decision to finally go. Because look, in this past 9 to 10 months, we have seen Messi make that public statement towards Abidal. We have questioned the signings that Abidal has made with his team, and I really do think that Abidal was looking at all of this and this catastrophe happened and saying, you know what, if I continue this with these group of people, with President Bartomeu, I think that eventually Messi is going to leave and I do not want to be part of it. And I also don't want to be here when Messi does decide to leave. And that is why we do hear that Santiago Valle is saying that Eric Abidal believes that this is the best thing he could do for FC Barcelona. And I want to show you guys a very interesting stat because it says here, Barcelona's 5 most expensive signings while Eric Abidal was the sporting director. We can see Antoine Griezmann, Frenkie de Jong, Pjanic, Malcolm, and Lenglet. These are the 5 most expensive signings Abidal has made. And if we really look at this list, we can see that only 2 have really showed up to be successful, or we can safely say that these 2 players are going to be here for at least 4 to 5 more seasons, and that is Frenkie de Jong and Lenglet. And this is me being nice, right? Because right now, de Jong has not been performing in the way that he was supposed to. He has not been playing that great football. And if we look at the other 3 players, we have seen Antoine Griezmann, who is actually the most expensive signing, not play his best football either. And was it his fault? No, it wasn't. It was Eric Abidal's and the team's poor decision making on bringing this player in. He was never wanted in the first place. He never had a position in this club in the first place, which makes it very questionable. Moving on to Pjanic. Now, this player has not played for FC Barcelona yet, but the way that this transfer happened is what makes this transfer very questionable. Why let go of Arthur Melo to bring in a player named Pjanic who might only be here for 2 or 3 seasons? Then moving on to Malcolm. He came into this club, performed average, decent. He was okay. He did not play badly either, but we paid 41 million euros for this player and never gave him a chance because supposedly he never fit in this squad. And again, I think that Eric Abidal really looked at everything that they have done in the past 2 years and said, you know what we are doing here is not working. We do have the elections in about 9 months. Let me just take a step back and leave early and not deal with this catastrophe that Bartomeu has built in the past 6 years. And so now I want to move on to point number 2. And with the exit of Eric Abidal, this is telling us that Bartomeu really is alone. I want to show you guys a picture, right? This is a graph of Bartomeu's era with FC Barcelona. Notice how there is 4 different sporting directors and 4 different coaches under President Bartomeu. I want you guys to really acknowledge the frequency of the trials trials and errors, the frequency of how many times they said, okay, let's do this. Oh, it's not working. Okay, let's do that. Oh, it's not working. Let's do this. This is the definition of never having a real sporting project. This is the definition of never being fully prepared. And Bartomeu did have an interview not too long ago, about 2 or 3 hours ago, and the interviewers did question Bartomeu on what was the state of this club. What do you currently have going on? And Bartomeu had the audacity to say this: resigning would be very easy at this moment, but I have a responsibility towards with the club, so I won't do it. The problem is with the sports project, not the management. And so that's it, right? That is basically summing up Bartomeu's era with FC Barcelona. The only reason why he believes that the sports project is that problem is because economically and financially they have not made the best transfer decisions. When you do bring in the wrong players, you do want to bring in the right players and try a different strategy. But this is the thing, you can't bring in the right players anymore, because in the past 2 or 3 years you have spent 100 million euros on Dembele, 100 million euros on Coutinho, 100 million euros on Griezmann. And so now you have put yourself in a position where you can't build a new sporting project. And again, this is going back to Abidal. Abidal wants nothing to do with this catastrophe. But that is where we're at the moment. Eric Abidal is no longer with us. Quique Setien has been fired. Koeman will be starting to coach FC Barcelona very, very soon. And just a reminder, there is no transfers going on right now. We do need to hear the confirmation from Barcelona themselves that Koeman is ready to start coaching this club. Then we will be focused on the transfers. But that is where we're at the moment. That is it for today's Barcelona Daily News. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. I'm happy that you guys are here. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching.